During the spring and fall fire seasons across the two Virginias, there are certain days where the fire danger is high, including days where dry air and strong winds are combined.
And it's on these days that outdoor burning is highly frowned upon. But as meteorologist Brandon Lawson explains, while it may seem counterintuitive, the people who fight forest fires actually use these days to burn.
Forest fires are part of the circle of life. It's why the Virginia Department of Forestry used these days to actually set them.
It's a natural part of the landscape. I mean, fire has always been here well before we ever started suppressing fire.
This controlled burn, also labeled as a prescribed burn, was set in Craig County, Virginia. The columns of smoke from this fire crossed the state line, prompting viewers from Monroe and Summers County to send photos of the hazy conditions from the smoke. I spoke with a forest technician with the Virginia Department of Forestry. They say these prescribed fires is a forest management technique.
That's going to be things like wildlife habitat production, trying to manage for like native warm season grasses and wildflowers, try to get rid of invasive species. It can be for like pine planting, hardwood management.
Controlled burns live up to the label because it takes a lot of planning to make sure the fire stays under control, beginning with the location of where they want to start it.
We'll go out and look at it and determine what the fuel conditions are, what the weather conditions are going to be, and what the terrain influences are going to be. And from there, we've got a plethora of tools available for us to build control lines and also to ignite and control the fire.
Perry concedes the unwelcome byproduce of prescribed burns is
smoke is probably the biggest one. You know, nobody necessarily wants to be dealing with smoke, so we just like to remind folks that if you see a prescribed burn and there's a lot of smoke around, especially if it's near a road, you just kind of take your time, slow down.
In West Virginia, the Division of Forestry rarely utilized the controlled burn to manage their woodlands, but municipal firefighters in Princeton say when the general public lights any controlled burn on their property, safety should be top of mind.
We always instruct people to have at least a 50-foot clearance between any structures. That way, in case anything does happen to get out of hand, there's a safe space. The fires have to be attended at all times by someone, and we always recommend having a water source.
Here for you with this edition of Meteorology Monday, I'm Brandon Lawson, WVVA News.
Thank you, Brandon. That was some good information there. And you can learn a lot more about the do's and don'ts of controlled burns on our website, WVVA.com.